What if I told you that the global banking system, the one that caused the 2008 financial crisis, the one that traps millions of families in debt every year, was broken by design, and that Islam identified the exact problem over 1,400 years ago and built a complete solution? That solution has a name: Islamic interest-free banking. And in the next 6 minutes, I'm going to break it down in plain language. What it is, why it works, and why the rest of the world is finally starting to pay attention. Let's get into it. To understand Islamic banking, you first need to understand what Islam is replacing. The global financial system runs on interest. You borrow money. You pay back more than you borrowed. A mortgage, a credit card, a student loan, a business loan. Interest is everywhere. It seems normal because we grew up with it. But Islam calls this Riba, and it's one of the most strictly forbidden things in the entire religion. The Quran says, directly, Allah has permitted trade and forbidden interest. Quran 2:275. The Prophet Muhammad described dealing in Riba as a sin comparable to some of the gravest offenses in Islam. Why such strong language? Because Riba is fundamentally exploitative. When you charge someone interest, you guarantee your own profit regardless of what happens to them. Their business fails, you still get paid. A crisis hits. The interest keeps compounding. The risk sits entirely with the borrower. The reward sits entirely with the lender. Over time, that system concentrates wealth at the top and crushes people at the bottom. Islam saw this coming, and it built a different system entirely. Islamic finance doesn't just remove interest. It replaces it with something fundamentally more fair. The big idea is this: profit should come from genuine effort, real assets, and shared risk, not from lending money and waiting. Let me walk you through the main tools Islamic banking uses. Mudaraba, profit-sharing partnership. The bank provides capital. The entrepreneur provides skill and work. If the business succeeds, profits are split according to a pre-agreed ratio. If it fails, losses are shared. Both sides have skin in the game. This forces the bank to actually care whether the business succeeds, unlike a conventional lender who just wants their interest payment. Musharaka, joint ownership. The bank and client co-own the asset. As the client makes payments, they buy out the bank's share gradually. No interest, no compounding debt. Just clean, shared ownership that shifts over time. Ijara, Islamic leasing. Instead of giving you a loan to buy a house and charging you interest for 30 years, the Islamic bank buys the house itself and leases it to you. You pay rent. Ownership transfers. The bank earns a return through real ownership, not money lending. Here's where this gets really interesting. In 2008, the global financial system nearly collapsed. The cause? Highly speculative, complex financial instruments, derivatives, mortgage-backed securities that were completely detached from real economic value. Nobody knew what anything was actually worth. When the bubble burst, trillions of dollars vanished overnight. Islamic finance forbids exactly this. There's a principle called gara, excessive uncertainty and speculation, and it's strictly prohibited. Every transaction in Islamic finance must be tied to a real asset, clearly defined and transparent to all parties. An IMF study found that Islamic banks were significantly more stable during the 2008 crisis than conventional banks. Not because of better technology, not because of better management, because their products were built on principles that made the 2008 collapse structurally impossible. Islam wasn't predicting the future. It was protecting against a type of human greed it already understood. Now here's what makes this more than just theory. Islamic banking is a $4 trillion global industry, and it's growing at roughly 10 to 15% per year. That's significantly faster than conventional banking in nearly every market. The UK government has issued sovereign Islamic bonds, called Sukuk. Malaysia is a world-leading hub for Islamic finance. The UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar have some of the most developed Islamic banking systems on earth. and institutions like HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Standard Chartered, and Citigroup have all launched dedicated Islamic finance divisions. Why are non-Muslim institutions embracing this model? Because the market demand is massive, and because the risk profile is genuinely attractive. Investors worldwide are looking for ethical, transparent, asset-backed financial products. Islamic finance delivers exactly that. This is not a religious niche. This is a global financial movement. If you're a new Muslim, this part is for you. Aligning your finances with Islam is not just spiritually important, it's practically possible. Islamic mortgages, halal investment funds, and Islamic savings accounts exist in many countries today, including the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. Avoiding riba is a real obligation in Islam, but it's also an invitation to a healthier relationship with money. When your financial life is free from interest, there's a clarity and a peace that comes with it. Start by auditing your current accounts and loans. Look for Islamic banking alternatives in your country. Make it a step-by-step process, not a source of anxiety, but a journey of alignment. And remember, barakah, divine blessing, follows when you move your finances toward what Allah has permitted and away from what He has forbidden. And if you're not Muslim, or you're still exploring, here's why this still matters to you. The question of ethical finance is not a religious question. It's a human question. People across the world are tired of a banking system that profits from their desperation, that penalizes the poor with the highest interest rates, and that crashes every few decades while ordinary people pay the price. Islamic finance offers a model where risk is shared, not concentrated. Returns are tied to real value, not to debt. Transparency is mandatory, not optional. And the most vulnerable are protected, not preyed upon. You don't have to be Muslim to find that compelling. You just have to care about a fair world. The world is searching for a better financial system. It's been searching for a long time. And the answer isn't in the next tech startup or government regulation. It's in a 1,400-year-old framework that understood the nature of money, greed, and human dignity better than most modern economists. Islamic interest-free banking is not the future. In many ways, it's already here. If you found this useful, please hit like and subscribe. And if you want to explore Islam further, whether you're curious or you're new to the faith, I've left a link in the description to free resources at Path to Islam. May Allah bless your wealth, your time, and your understanding. Ameen. Yellow heart. See you in the next one.